Good afternoon, Magic Power Pals. Guess what I'm doing? Having a cup of coffee. I know it may seem a little late in the day, but I got up out of the bed today with a ton of energy. I cleaned my entire place. I don't know what's up with that. But anyway, I got a few questions in my inbox about the power of the Magic Power Coffee. And I just wanted to answer them via video because I don't know if people just don't read stuff anymore. So if this is simpler, fine. So I got a question from a younger guy that says, you know, he's 26 years old and he heard about the coffee. He was just wondering if, of course I have to preface that by saying he has a good sex life. He's 26 years old. So is the drink just for old folks who can't get it up? So he says he really hasn't seen anything from men about it, and from what he's heard from me, it makes him want to try it, but he doesn't want to feel like he's depending on it in order to perform. And I just want to address that. Not for old folks. I think that there is a misconception that as we get older, we lose our interest in sex or our libido gets a little lower and that kind of thing. Well, in an essence, that is true. However, it's not solely based upon your age. It's basically based upon your lifestyle. So if you are a smoker, if you take prescription medications, if you drink alcohol, if you partake in you know, things that can free your mind, those kind of things, and more importantly, your bad diet contributes to your lack of interest in sex and the lowering of your libido. Because what's happening is your arteries and your capillaries are getting clogged up. So it's almost like when you drink this coffee, it's like changing the oil in your car. You go and you get your car maintenance. You go and you make sure that everything, all your fluids are in it and all these things that make it run properly. But you're not doing that with your body. So what this does is, in the first 4 days, you take one packet per day for 4 days straight. What that does is it detoxes your body. So that means all the toxins and all the bad foods and the prescription drugs and all those things that you have in your system are going to get flushed away. No, it doesn't have a laxative effect. No, it doesn't make you run to the bathroom. It's just like you're going to the bathroom just like you normally do. However, all of those things that you don't see are coming out, which is good. So what happens in essence is the blood now has an opportunity to flow the way it flowed in your early 20s, before your diet got bad, before you had to depend on prescription medications for things. So basically it's just an oil change for your body. Now, will you become dependent on this? I can't say that you would. I mean, for me, I detox anyway. Like I squeeze lemon in my water when I drink it because that's a liver flush. I just do things to try to stay healthy. I wouldn't, you know, suggest that anybody go through life without using vitamins and minerals and supplements to keep your body running the way it's supposed to run. So I would say to continue to use it, not for the sales portion, but because you feel great, because it's keeping your body clean, because as you get older, you run into prostate issues, you run into diabetes, you run into high blood pressure, you run into all those things. But if you have vitamin B1, 2, 6, and 12, and vitamin D and vitamin A, and all of these other, you know, things that help with your libido, like the horny goat weed, you have the goji berries, which helps you with your sperm production and your testosterone levels, and then you have the American ginseng as well. And then for the women, with the B vitamins, the family of B vitamins, that increases our energy level, it increases our metabolism, it helps you to lose weight, it helps you do all these different things. And women are flocking to the doctor to get the shots, when in all actuality, all you really have to do is drink a cup of coffee. That's question number one. Question number two was, I already have a pretty strong libido. Why would I need this coffee? Okay, if that's all you would want to have better health for is for better sex, use the coffee. Because for me, it's not about the sex. I mean, I had pretty decent sex before I started drinking the coffee. I'm a health and wellness person. I'm more concerned with longevity, quality of life. I mean, I'm 41 years old. I want to still be able to enjoy my life if I live to be 80 years old. I won't be able to do that if I'm on prescription drugs, if I am, not detoxing and my arteries are clogging up with cholesterol and with other things from my bad diet. I won't have a great quality of life. I'll just be old and sitting up in a chair somewhere. What is the point of living like that? So my thing is, when are you going to start taking care of your body? When it breaks down? When the doctor tells you to? Or do you take a proactive approach to your health and drink a cup of coffee for 4 days and then every 3 days after that? I can't think of anything simpler. Now in the summertime, we're going to, and we're approaching this very swiftly, we're going to be releasing a citrus version of the coffee for people that say, I don't like the taste of coffee. Well, I don't necessarily like the taste of coffee either. You're not going to catch me drinking 3 or 4 cups of coffee a day. I'm not a Starbucks girl. But if somebody tells me that everything that my body needs to run effectively and to do more than it can do yesterday, I can get this in a 6-ounce cup of coffee, why wouldn't I drink it? Another question people have is, why is it so expensive? I don't think it's expensive. I think if you go to McDonald's or Subway or all these different places every day, think about the money that you're spending to become unhealthy. Think about the fact that you spend $7 a day on a pack of cigarettes, whereas eventually you're going to have cancer. We know that. We know. But then you want to say, okay, why is that so expensive? Why would I need that? Is it? Hey, that's your life. That's your choice. Your choices are your own. But we as a people, especially African Americans, do not proactively care about our health. We are very, very reactive people when it comes to our health and our bodies. So you can go ahead and wait until something goes wrong and then someone puts you on a prescription, which doctors love to do, which pharmaceutical companies would love to take your money. Or you could spend $10, or however much it costs on the site, or however much it costs from a distributor to remain healthy, to cut down on your doctor visits, to cut down on what's going to come to you in the long run. I'm just seeing 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the line, whereas some people just see for today. Another question that we had was, is this just for women? I think that guys are right now losing their minds because they think that this coffee is just for women, and I have to say, you guys have everything for your dicks. There has been so much money spent on research to find out why guys' dicks aren't working the way they were working 10 years ago. What can we do to keep the dick hard? What can we do? What else do women have out there? Okay, we have some topical stuff that we have to rub on our clit when we get ready to have sex, whatever. We don't have anything out there that's going to get our minds right, get our bodies right, make our libidos go up, make us feel sexier, make us feel more energetic, make our skin great, our cramps less. I mean, all this stuff is in this 1 cup of coffee, and guys are like, well, that can't be for men. Why can't it be for men? Tell you what, you can continue to use Viagra, which only makes your dick hard. It doesn't give you energy. It actually gives you a lot of side effects like high blood pressure. You're at the risk of having a heart attack or stroke, and all of this to make your dick hard. Well, if you could take something that cleans your body, that gives you a ton of energy, that brightens your mood, that increases your libido, makes your dick harder, longer, stronger, and more sensitive in just a cup of coffee, why wouldn't you do it? But that's the question of the ages. So those were the questions I got in my box today. I'm hoping that this video will answer some of those questions for you. If you have an interest in checking out the product, feel free to go to www.magicpowerpals.com and pick up a couple of packets, or contact me if you're in the Maryland area and I can hook you up. So I'm hoping that you guys will get a chance to try some of this delicious coffee soon, and I'll see you soon.